thanks for tuning in once again. Here we are now setting up the tuner. Okay, so you guys would have to go to this website. You guys are gonna have to go to this website right over here. Right over here to this one, and you would have to input the number on the bottom of your Pro Seat tuner. You have to input this number here that I don't want to show you guys because it's my number. You have to input that right in there, this, the VCI serial number. Input that, and then you hit the download the Pro Street tuner. So this is on Street Performance Harley-Davidson Pro Street tuner. They also have a video on how to tune it, but we're just gonna go ahead. I slightly saw a little bit of that information. Okay, and we already unboxed. This is, of course, if we open this, breaking of the seal, then you can't return this anymore, so we already did that. And then here's the unboxing of the tuner itself, and it comes in this box. Notice, tells you where to go on the Harley-Davidson Street Performance tuner, to go on there. Another note, if you buy the tuner, it does not come with the cables that you need, so you need to buy the cables along with the Pro Street tuner. So one of those little things that they can hit you with. So make sure you make sure you purchase the cables along with the Pro Street tuner. Now this is what's gonna keep your factory warranty up to date. If you purchase the fuel pack, that will avoid your warranty. So just a heads up, if you have a new bike, you still have the warranty, you should be considering the Pro Street tuner from Harley-Davidson, not the fuel pack. Even though the fuel pack's a lot easier to work with and it has software on your phone, so you can just go ahead and use that. So once you finish downloading, then you're going to be prompted to this screen, tune, and it just tells you, so let's go outside and hook up the Pro Street tuner onto the motorcycle. So then we're going to go ahead and move the left side, clutch side, battery cover. I guess it's not really battery cover, but this is where your main fuse and where your battery tender is at. Alright, so put that down, make sure you don't scratch it. I always like to put the screw in there just in case. And then this is the guy you're going to be hooking it up to. You'll have to align this cable. So like I mentioned before, you also need to buy this kit along with the tuner. So you want to align this top piece up here. Alright, as soon as you hear that click, it should be in place. Alright, so you can tell this port goes to this port goes to that port, and then that port USB, and then that's connected to the computer. Let's go ahead and install this guy. And we're going to connect down this. This is already connected to the computer. We're going to hook this up. So now that's connected. And then we're going to go ahead and see if this gets updated. Alright, so these are your options here. So now the motorcycle's turned on. So this is calibrate, select, help. So we're just gonna program the first stage. We don't have all this other stuff. We just have the exhaust, and I guess it could be considered an air cleaner. So we hit the stage 1. So we went ahead and we used the basic tuning that they have for the Lowrider S with the air cleaner and the exhaust. It says programming successful. Okay. Okay, now what? Is that it? Once the pre-programming is finished, which is what I recorded on the GoPro, I tried to get that footage recorded on the screen capture as you see on this one. Somehow I didn't save it on the proper format. So now we go back into the program once again, hook up your bike. Once it's finishing, turn it off. Then you're going to have to turn it back on the way you see it right here at the bottom left. The motorcycle communication was not connected to the computer. So you go, this is where I turned on the motorcycle, walked back inside onto the computer, and I selected the stage 1. You have, as you can see, you have 5 different options here. If you're doing this at home, there's a good chance you're only going to be doing the stage 1. So don't even bother with the stage 2, the 3, or the 4. As you can see on the options, these are the pre-mapped from Harley-Davidson tuning map kits or tuning maps that they're offering with the Pro Street Tuner. So don't worry about all the other stuff. If you're doing this at home, kind of like what I'm doing, you just worry about stage 1. Okay, so now this is me kind of looking at the options that we have here. It says it right there on the components: air cleaner and exhaust. SC stands for Screaming Eagle. Even though we're not using Screaming Eagle parts, just that's the only option you have. If you have the fuel pack, then obviously you're gonna have a couple more options. I've seen it on other videos on the phone. It gives you more mapping options, but since we're trying to keep the drivetrain warranty intact with the motorcycle, we have to use the Pro Street Tuner from Harley-Davidson just to make sure we don't void anything off of our warranty. So we're just gonna keep on going through this a little bit step by step. This is once, because I thought I had programmed the motorcycle itself on the first get-go off of what you guys saw in the GoPro video, on the video of recording the monitor, and that wasn't the case because I didn't feel anything different from before and after supposedly I tuned it. So this is when I went back in. I was able to figure out how to do the screen capture, as you can see here, and I was able to also realize that there's an option here that you're gonna soon see where it's I'll show you right now. It's basically saying Pro Street Tune no, and then that's when you know if your motorcycle is in fact tuned or if it does have the Pro Street Tuner already. As you can see it right here, it says, where is it at EFI race tuned, and it's right next to the value right next to it says no. So off of just that alone, race tuned right next to it no means the bike's not tuned. It's not where it's supposed to be. And when it is tuned, it makes a distinguished turning off, turning on sound once everything is where it's supposed to be. So now we go into program motorcycle, program, and now it's programming what you see over here on the bottom left: application 2020 Softail Milwaukee 8 114 stage 1, SE air cleaner, like I mentioned before, Screaming Eagle air cleaner and Screaming Eagle exhaust. So this is what you need to see when it's actually tuning the motorcycle. And once this process is completed, you could go back to the EFI tuner component or section, and on the value you'll see yes next to it, and I'll show you that right now as soon as this is finished. So once this finished 100%, my motorcycle, my FXLRS, my lowrider, it turned off and then it turned back on, and then this is what it tells you right here. It's instructing you to turn off the motorcycle for 20 seconds and then turn it back on again. And that's what I went ahead and I did. So now the bike is tuned with the Pro Street Tuner after, I don't know, maybe a couple minutes. After, I'd say maybe about 5 minutes. Once you know how to do this and how to kind of follow these steps, this is pretty much it. You don't really have to do anything else. If you wanted to, I guess you could take it to the dealership and have them tune it for you, but I don't think there's any need for that, pretty much. Or if you do have the money, I guess you could go ahead and just give it to a dealership and then they could do this, but I'm pretty sure they're just gonna do the basic mapping if you just have a stage 1. If you do have a stage 3 or stage 4, then that's something that I'm pretty sure you're gonna leave it up to the dealership to go ahead and do for you. So just follow this easy tutorial, I guess you could say, kind of easy. And the bike itself, honestly, you could feel the difference. There is a I believe acceleration difference. It kind of picks up pretty quickly. Now here I turned the motorcycle back on. As you can see at the bottom left, there's a communications good symbol on the bottom left with the motorcycle and that green check mark. So then this is when I went back into that previous screen. Communications good, yes. So go back to your toolbox and then go to, where is it at? I believe it's on system info. Yes, system info. And then once you go back over here, street tuned. There it is. EFI race tuned, street tuned. So that's when you know 100% the motorcycle is in fact tuned and ready for a test ride. And there's so many options here. You could VCI data record, do kind of an adjustment or preload. There's so many stuff, but this is something that you should probably leave up to a professional. Something that you should not, I believe, don't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing, especially if you're doing this at home, kind of like what I'm doing it by myself. Do not mess with all these other options. Don't go and breaking your bike. Don't go and breaking your bike. So that's pretty much it for this part of the video. Thank you guys. So far, once I reconnected it, I guess that first step or that first process on the video, which is recording the monitor itself, I guess that was some kind of pre-adjustment, or I'm not sure what it was. Turns out that the bike was not tuned at that once I disconnected it. The second time I connected it, I was able to get the footage, and you guys could see step by step on how to get it tuned. I was able to get it tuned and update the ECU, and this time the bike made a different sound once I did that second programming, which is on the screen recorded footage. I'll probably be showing that maybe around now. And so now, after now tuning it, you do feel a difference in power. On the computer it says it's street tuned, and that's how you know once it's tuned, because on the first time I was connecting it and it said performance tuner, and it said no, and I was just wondering if that was like a racing feature or some kind of advanced tuning method for it. Turns out it just wasn't tuned. It wasn't completely tuned. Once you do the second go, you do feel a difference on the bike. I say you do feel a difference. It's more responsive, maybe because of the extra fuel and air. And so far, I didn't hear any back pressure pop, decel pop so far. So overall, it's a lot more responsive now with the tuner and the exhaust. Sounds good just like before, and I'm liking this this new awakening of the engine. I am liking it now. Yeah, the first time I took her out, I was talking about, I was like, hey, you know what, it feels the same. After tuning it, and now after tuning it the right way, now I can feel the difference and the acceleration, the response. It kicks up. It kicks up a lot faster than before. So still something to consider, I guess. I guess maybe if you want that little extra performance, tune your bike. If you're okay with just the sound, then just leave it the way it is. Don't go avoiding your warranty over the tuner. You can just leave it as is. But yes, I am very surprised on the response, basically, with getting it properly tuned now. So once again, thanks again for watching the video, and like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me any questions you guys got, and I'll be answering them on the comments. All right, thank you guys. Enjoy your day or your night. Later.